Chapter 44. Meeting of Sindhura and Shiva. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Daksha said to Mudgalacharya, O Swami Mudgala, I have been blessed and uplifted by your association. It was a great pleasure to listen to the legend describing how Lobhasura became peaceful. Yet I am not entirely satisfied. It is comparable to savoring nectar, as one can never be satiated. O illustrious one, please tell me about the Kshetra of Gajanana, which fulfills all desires of the devotees. O eminent one, you are omniscient. Please narrate in brief the incarnations assumed by Gajanana. My salutations to you. Suta said to Muni that on hearing Daksha's request, Mudgalacharya was delighted. He commenced the narrative of the marvelous legend of Gajanana with heartfelt compassion. He said, O devotee, Gajanana has incarnated numerous times to fulfill the desires of his devotees. However, it's not possible to describe all of them. Yet, O Daksha, I shall tell you briefly about some of the incarnations of Gajanana. They bestow success in all deeds. Earlier, Shankara and Parvati had commenced austerities towards Gananayaka. After 1,000 heavenly years, he manifested, pleased with their worship and to grant them a boon. They performed his puja and sang his praise. They prayed to him to incarnate as their son so that they can gain ascent and liberation. Ganesha said Tathastu and disappeared. Accordingly, Ganesha incarnated as Mayuresha to kill Rakshasa Sindhura. This has been mentioned in Puranas. After destroying the valiant Danava Sindhura, he returned to his abode, Swanandaloka. In this manner, Ganesha incarnated several times as the son of Shiva and Parvati. In order to accomplish various tasks, Gajanana has incarnated as his Amsha 80 million times, all of them as the son of Shiva. Some incarnations were created from Shiva and some others from Shakti. Several others were created from their union. Some were a part of him, Kala Amsha, part of the divine. According to the calamities that arose, he assumed incarnations as a portion of his supreme form, Amsha and Kalamsha forms, and bestowed happiness. After he completed the task, he would return to Swanandaloka. Every time Shiva and Parvati would be heartbroken and distressed on separation, Gajanana has also incarnated as a part of him as the son of Rishi Kashyapa. It is impossible to describe all these avatars. However, I shall tell you, O Daksha Prajapati, one especially important instance from the history of incarnations wherein Gajanana incarnated to bestow siddhis. Once, Brahmadeva was asleep when Shiva went to visit him for some work. So he woke up Brahmadeva and Shiva returned to his abode. Brahmadeva was enraged at being disturbed. He yawned. From that yawn was born a human, Purusha, red in color. His body emitted a fragrance. He was handsome like Madana, and Brahma was astonished at seeing the beauty of this divine one. Brahma asked the Purusha, Do tell me, who are you, O great human? Why have you come here? When thus asked, he replied in a deep voice, O Devanayaka, I was born from your yawn. I am your son, O father. Please provide me with a place to stay, with a name by which I may be known, and various variety of foods to eat. Seeing his extraordinary and divine son, Brahmadeva was extremely happy and granted him a special boon. He said, Since your body emits a fragrance and you are reddish in color, you shall be called Sindhura. You shall roam the earth and enjoy its indulgences. O son, no one in this animate and inanimate world will be as powerful as you. By my grace, you shall conquer the universe. Everything that you desire will be fulfilled. When you embrace anyone in a rage, he will be burnt to ashes. In this manner, Brahma granted him various boons. Sindhura offered pranams to his father and descended to earth. Shaunaka asked Suta, O Pandit, Sindhura has not performed any penance. Why did Brahma grant him such rare boons? Please tell me. O Suta, I am confused and riddled with doubts. Therefore, please elucidate the reason and clarify them. Suta replied, Those who desire and have the conviction to attain siddhis perform penance for the fulfillment of their desires. If such an ascetic dies while observing the penance, then he attains fulfillment in his following birth with the least of efforts, and the Lord is pleased and grants him boons. I have told you this to clarify your doubts. Now, listen to an interesting dialogue from the past. While Sindura was roaming on earth, he thought, I had not performed any austerities, then why did Brahmadeva grant me these boons? The boons must be a falsehood. Vidhi has surely cheated me to get me into trouble. I shall embrace him and see for myself the truthfulness of these boons. If he is burnt to ashes after I embrace him, then these boons are definitely true. Thinking in this manner, he retraced his steps and went to Brahmadeva. He roared and ran towards Brahmadeva with the intention of embracing him. Seeing him, Brahmadeva was astounded. Brahmadeva reprimanded him, saying, You wish to destroy me, O evil one, the one who granted you the boon? You are ill-fated and definitely a Daitya. There's no doubt about it. O evil one, loving you as a son, I had granted you boons that are difficult to attain otherwise. You shall be killed by Gajanana himself. Saying thus, Brahmadeva fled to Vaikunta and sought asylum with Narayana. He was pursued by Sindura. Vidhi narrated the entire incident to Vishnu. Vishnu sighed and contemplated for a solution. Just then Sindura arrived in Vaikunta Loka. He was inflamed with rage and said angrily to Vishnu, O Vishnu, Brahmadeva pronounced a curse on me and fled. If you offer protection to Vidhi, I shall kill you along with him and exhibit my valor. Vishnu said to him, I am endowed with Sattva-guna, and Brahmadeva remains engaged in the recitation of Vedas. What will you gain by killing both of us? O Mahadetya, it will tarnish your reputation. O revered one, our lives are at your mercy. But Shankara is the destroyer of all, he will not spare you. Hearing these words, the wicked one decided to spare Brahma and Vishnu. He immediately went to Kailash. Sindura was contemplating on waging a war against Shankara. Shankara was in a state of deep meditation. Seeing him, Sindura thought, what valor can I exhibit by killing a naked ascetic? To his left side is seated an incomparably beautiful woman. I shall abduct her and indulge with her. Thus ends the 44th chapter titled Meeting of Sindura and Shiva. In the 4th Khanda of the Purana Upanishad, Srimad Mudgal Puran describing the legends of Gajanana. Dedicated to Sri Gajanana. End of chapter 44.